About 2 years ago, uh, a girl I know used to hang at the corner house, and she overdosed across the street from my house on the lawn in front of this other friend of mine's house. And I sort of kept in touch. She didn't hang around here anymore after that. She got embarrassed. Her parents kicked her out of the house. And about 2 weeks ago, uh, I bumped into her father at the yard sale, and he was walking the dog, and we got talking. And then when I got talking, I said, "Wait a minute." I said, "Who's your daughter?" And he told me. I said, "Oh, I know her and the whole story." And he says, "Yeah, the guy down at the end knew she was an alcoholic, and he started giving her alcohol." And I'm like, "Uh-oh, uh-oh, yeah." I tell you, I put myself out there. This is the kind of shit you can step into. Now, so this guy tells me a story. I don't know if it's absolutely true. His daughter could have lied to him. But after she overdosed, I went up and talked to her manager at the store, and I was talking it over with him and making sure he was working with her back with the mission and the whole thing. It didn't work out. They had to let her go. But anyway, he sort of her father started to key me into what was going on the corner for me. Now, on the corner for me, the girl got constipated that lived there, that hung out with this other girl. She went in the hospital. She had a heart attack and she died. So the father's living there. He's actually her adopted father of the girl that died, and he's living there. And he always was a cantankerous type guy. Uh, always, always putting down people on welfare. And that yet the people in his house, um, his adopted daughter and her son, they're on welfare. That's what's so amazing about this story. So the last video I told you about people lying, and you can lie through omission. You don't tell the whole story. You don't tell the whole truth. So anyway, so the one woman, I'm helping this people that can't afford to put their garbage, take the garbage away. Now, the guy's in the hospital. Oh, I didn't tell you that part of the story yet. Anyway, I'm helping people with their garbage because they can't afford to get rid of the garbage. All right, so that's one family. So the guy next to them is the guy whose daughter died, was involved with the girl with the overdose. And they were giving this girl alcohol. The one girl was taking it over to the store and bringing it into her. And she's an alcoholic. You can't have alcohol. Well, anyway, the one daughter that was bringing the alcohol over to the girl that had overdosed. This gets very confusing. She died. So now this old guy's by himself. And the people that I'm helping with the garbage start putting their garbage in his garbage, along with giving me some garbage. And the one guy that lives in the one house, he's mowing the guy's lawn to help him out, and the whole thing. Well, they tell me this first story. Oh, we went out the other night, and the police pulled me over because he had a light out on the car, and they told him to park the car, and they drove him home. This is the bullshit story. Now, some of you are already like, I know what happened. Yeah. I had to listen to the bullshit story several times until the truth leaked out. Okay. So the guy goes out every night and he goes to the bar. And he only supposedly has 3 drinks. So he's coming out of the bar and the police pull him over because there's a light out. And then they have him get out of the car. And instead of arresting him or whatever, they move the car off to the side and say, we're going to drive you home, blah, blah, blah. This is what it is. So they drive him home, and he's drunk. They drive him home. Now, he'll probably argue this if you were to approach him. Well, I only had 3 drinks. He's that kind of person. So I'm involved with it because now he's in hospital with a broken hip, and he doesn't pay his garbage. So I'm getting his garbage and the other person's garbage because the one person is over in that house taking care of the dogs. So somehow I'm getting two families worth of garbage. Yeah, this is how I get pulled into this stuff. Well, anyway, the cops pulled him over, and they realized he was drunk. So they drove him home. They parked the car and drove him home. And then as soon as they drove away, he decided to go get his car. and it's late at night. He's an old man. He's older than I am, and he falls and breaks his hip. So he's in the hospital. He's going to under rehabilitation. The woman from the other house that I'm taking the garbage from, she's staying in his house with the dogs, and of course they're generating garbage. She's generating garbage, so that's the thing. But the real story was the cops didn't arrest him. They took him home, and they probably said to him, "Don't touch your car till the morning." But he's that kind of guy. Once the cops are gone, he's going to go get his car. And as he's walking, he fell and broke his hip. And that's why I want to tell you, when people lie, it's amazing. And this guy, Frank, taught me. And then once he put that in my head about they'll touch their face, they'll make the story more involved than they have to. And there's a couple other things. And you don't, he warned me, he says, once I teach you about people who lie, evade questions, they omit stuff. It's when you admit some of the facts, you're lying, because then the person can't piece together what happened. For several days, he went to get his car. I'm like, did he get his car repaired because the light was out? And then when he went to get his car, he fell and broke his hip. No, he was going to get his car. They told him to park it. They drove him home. As soon as they left, he went back to get the car. And I'm like, that's not, why would, that doesn't make any sense, because there's somebody's drunk involved and somebody's lying. Facts are being omitted. And that's when, I know a lot of you understand all this, but this video is for people that don't understand that when they're getting a gut feeling that something's wrong and somebody's lying, go with it. You got to write these people off. All right. And I stood with the girl that overdosed, and he's telling me how bad the guy is on the corner. I know the guy. I know he said some stuff to me that wasn't good. And he says, my daughter's an alcoholic. He was supplying her with alcohol. His daughter was going over to where she worked and bringing her cans of alcohol. And I'm listening. I don't know how true all this is. You know, I know both parties, but then now it all came together. And then sometimes he put his garbage can out, and it would blow over, and it would be all beer cans. And I say something. Oh no, they lie like a rug. And that's why I'm acting like weird, because I got shit going on that I got involved in that I shouldn't get involved in. And I started, the cool weather started coming. I started getting more stuff done. I'm trying to catch up on my housework. I'm trying to get myself organized. I'm trying to even like to cut my nails. And I'm busy. I do a long walk to get rid of stress. And then I'm very tired. Today, I don't know what I was allergic to something today. But I have a lot going on, even though I'm single. I don't have a wife screaming at me. But if you put yourself out there for people, suddenly you have no free time. Or you're thinking about how to solve their problems. Meanwhile, every problem you solve, they make 3 or 4 more because they're stupid. All right. If this video gets back to them, I really don't care at this point, because I've been lied to. And that's where I draw the line. I said, you lied to me. Well, you lied to me. Okay. And then, like I said, when Frank called me on the crank organ, I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. I went and got my car, drove home. I got the crank organ. I brought it back to the store, and he's turning it. And I'm saying it makes its own air. It's got reed plates from a. Because you really built what you said. And then in the last video, I explained that the one guy, when he saw Model 3, which contained Frank's drainage pipe, I showed you the thing. Look under a crank organ. That's a piece of Frank's drainage pipe for around a house that he was renting. And I think he owned it. Yeah, later on. Well, anyway, I brought the Model 3 into the store, and he's laughing because when he's looking at it, he saw me looking at the pipe, and he said, "Get rid of that pipe." And then he saw me looking at it. You're going to make something out of that. And a few weeks later, the new model of organ was done, and there it is. It's in his store. And as soon as I come through the door, he could see that piece of plastic pipe on the drum, and he starts laughing. And it was even funnier because he didn't believe I built the first model. Now he knows the second one. And then he used to stop by my house and see all the CNC machines I was building. He stopped by the night the first one was built, and I had it go out. I don't know if I still got it. I had to look for something. They tell you don't do this, but I'm going to look for it. I think I still got it. I'm spotting it. I built this real loosey-goosey. Yeah, okay. I built this real loosey-goosey CNC machine just to get the motor system working. All right. All right, let me see if it's in the frame. There's a pattern here in the wood. Could I highlight it? All right, let me highlight it. Might be an X. Well, anyway, it cut a groove this way. And this was getting ready to make a machine that cut out Easter Island figurines. You know Easter Island? Go look it up. And I programmed this in code, in G code, hardwired in a text editor. I didn't use a drawing. And then Frank showed up, and I'm ready to fire this machine up and cut for the first time. And I can actually remember he used to get into smoking cigars, and he really wanted. Well, anyway, he didn't smoke cigars. We went down to the cellar, and I told him. He's looking at this thing, going, "Holy shit!" I go, "Yeah." I said, "Watch this." And I told him he understands programming. And I pushed the button, and this Dremel goes out, and it cuts this pattern. This is my Dremel box of Dremel stuff. But I just put it under the machine, and I said I programmed a rectangle with a line through it, and I think this line is exactly a ½ inch. Well, anyway, and I did it all just to make sure the machine was actually going where it's supposed to go, right to left, up and down, whatever. And he was laughing. And then after that, he'd come over once in a while and see what new machines I had built. So did other people. I had 2 guys come from Canada. They were friends of Frank from the. They used to play Quake with Frank online. They were from one guy was actually from Russia. He immigrated to Canada, and he came down. He brought down a friend that the kid was a drug addict, and he was helping the kid get back on his feet. And it was basically Pinky in the Brain. The Russian kid was real smart, and the kid that was hanging with him just wanted to be smart, but he wasn't. I know the reference to Pinky in the Brain. Go look it up. It's a cartoon. But so much happened, It was just like, it was all compressed. I'm at the computer store. I'm mowing lawns. And I'm building CNC machines. And drawing the plans. Every moment of the day was either going to the computer store. That was my break. I'd go to the computer store after I mowed the lawns, took a shower, hang out at the computer store. Then a friend of mine had a hardware store. I'd hit there for parts. Then I go home, and nobody bothers you after 5 o'clock at night. And I'd work on the parts down in the cellar to catch them up to where the drawings were. And then I'd come up at the basement from 9 to 12 at night. I'd do the drawings for the next part of the machine.